Hey guys, we're just getting set up. One more piece here as I disconnect my mics. How do you pronounce your last name?
Swensen.
Swensen. Just like it looks. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We got Stephanie Swensen on here today. I gotta get this all set up though, because I've been running around. Sometimes I'll have an actual producer here. Autumn works out of Costa Rica, actually.
Oh.
She's a good friend of mine. Yeah, she's a good friend of mine. We've been chatting. And I was like, hey, I need a producer. She's like, hey, cool. Hey everyone, thank you for watching and listening to the UltraPerform Show, the show about performing your best in business and life. Today I have a very special guest, Stephanie Swensen. Say hi, Stephanie.
Hi, everyone.
She's going to be sharing about physical fitness, nutrition, having a healthy mindset around food, how she manages all that with being a real estate agent, right?
Yes.
Because you do manage all that. We didn't actually talk about it earlier, but obviously you're managing both things, right? And my guess is you're very passionate about real estate also, right?
Yes.
You're like, yes.
Yeah.
'Cause we haven't talked about that either, but maybe you could share a little bit about real estate with us now. Like how is that? What's that like for you doing real estate, competing? Why do you choose real estate?
I chose real estate because I wanted to help people. I wanted to make my own schedule and kind of be my own boss. I do work on a team with my broker and then another agent, but
It's good then.
yeah.
Right? What's the real estate market right now in Utah?
Oh, it's crazy right now.
I know I didn't tell you guys, there's a house down the street here. So there's my house, the townhomes, and then a house right next to it. They just did a full remodel though. They're putting it on the market for $925, I just heard.
Wow.
They were shooting for 1.2 or 1.5. I was like, yes, do it. Right? But yeah, it's going up for $925. And it's a little bigger than this, but I have it part remodeled here. But I'm like, it's gone up so much in this market. Why has it gone up so much? Why has it changed so much in Utah?
Everything's just kind of been inflated. Part of it is the interest rates have dropped, so interest rates are really low, and that it's helpful for buyers, but at the same time, they're also competing with out-of-state people like California. So they're making cash offers, and they have to compete with them, and so it makes it hard. So I feel for...
they're competing with people coming in from California.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
And technically people in California have more money? Is that what it is? Or they're used to a higher cost of living? The girl I spoke to yesterday, Alyssa, she lives in New York, in Manhattan, and she pays for 395 square feet, $3,750 a month.
Dang.
Yeah. I didn't want to tell her my mortgage payment. She's like, oh my God. Because I got this house a while back and I paid it down, and refinance. And I'm tired of refinancing, right? It's like, yeah, I'd save money, but it's like buying your house again,
Yeah.
when you refinance. But yeah, $4,000. I'm sure it's $4,000 with whatever fees they tack on for 400 square feet, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a huge difference,
Yeah, so people that live in California, they are used to a higher cost of living. Also, when they sell their homes and they come here, they sell their home for 3 times, maybe even more than what the homes are here. And so the homes
are here are still cheaper, less expensive than the homes in California.
Yes, currently. Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah, so when they come in, then they have more cash to put down on a home or a cash offer, which looks the most appealing.
Yeah. So I've had some people renting a room here. I Airbnb a room here, And they were like, oh, we're going to buy a house. They're all excited. And then when they started hitting the market and trying to buy a house, they'd make offers and it would go for 40, 50,000 more than what the asking price was.
Yeah.
So they're like, we can't buy a house now.
Yeah, it's been
That
typical.
part, yeah, that part is sad. My part is like, yay, my house value is going up, right? So that's good. So tell us a little bit about physical fitness. Why are you inspired to do it? What motivates you to do it?
I'd say the biggest thing for me is mental health. I mean, it's something that I need to have now.
You need to have why do you need to have it? What does that mean?
Just by exercising, it helps your mood. It releases endorphins. Typically, you're a happier person, healthier person.
Yeah, right. You have more energy. I talked
Yeah.
about this yesterday. We didn't talk about physical fitness, but he's actually, it's funny. He's signed on with Stars, actually. He does acting and stuff. Yeah, that's funny. But and he talked about getting in better shape so he could do fitness modeling too. But we talked about you have more energy to go do stuff, right? Go to the gym, go exercise, to do stuff that you actually want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how I see it. How do you see it?
Yeah, that's how I would say it. You have you have more energy. You're able to do the things that you want to do. It's like a use it or lose it type thing. So if you're not active, then it's hard to do things that you want to do and have the energy to keep up with work, family, relationships. It all goes hand in hand, I'd say.
Oh, good.
So.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. Just taking out the garbage. All right. No, I don't want to take out the garbage. Because, well, you're out of shape or you're lazy or whatever. But when you exercise, you actually do have more energy in the long run.
Yeah.
You get tired. Like, I can't sleep as good if I don't work out hard. And some days I do skip, right? I profess about working out, exercising, doing all that a lot. But some days I skip, and those days I skip, I can't sleep. Because I didn't, my body's like, you have all this energy, what are you doing? Right? You work out. I'm like, no, it's too late. Right? I still struggle with that. How do you struggle with that? Like, I don't want to be lazy.
I have days.
Tired.
Yeah, I have days where I'm not as motivated, or I'm tired, or I'm worn out. But I've just kept a very strict schedule.
So you're disciplined with your schedule. That's your key.
Yes, and I've been doing it for pretty consistently with the meal prep and a schedule of what my workouts are going to be. I've been doing that for, I'd say, 4 years now. Yeah.
So how do you do that? How do you stick to it? What do you do for your clients?
Well, I try to write a meal plan that they can do. If someone is used to eating 3 times a day, they're not going to be able to do what a bodybuilder would do and eat 6 times a day, especially if they have a crazy schedule and they don't have the time to take away and take the break. Mm-hmm. Then they wouldn't be able to just start eating 6 meals versus 3.
Oh, so they have to work up to it if that's what they wanted to do.
Well, yeah. So, when you start out, you can't just jump into a huge goal just because you need to take the baby steps. It's more doable that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. I do that with my clients too. I do a different thing when I do some health coaching, and I'm more I make them more accountable. No meal prep or anything, but I go over what they ate every day, and then we weed things out each day. Right?
Yeah, right.
If drinking 20 ounces of Coke every day, we cut it down.
Mm-hmm.
We cut it down. As long as they stay on it and they be accountable, it works really well. But sometimes,
yeah,
people don't. But What about competition? Do you just train people to compete, or do you train people to lose weight, or you train people to get in shape?
Mostly I train people to get in shape. So what we do, it's mostly online coaching. With our coaching, our apparel, and our real estate.
Well, you say we. Share a little bit about who's we.
Sorry.
Who's we?
Yeah, for those of you that don't know me personally. So me and my husband.
He's sitting right there, right
yeah,
there.
he's sitting across from me right now. But we both compete. We both coach and do our apparel business, and we're both real estate agents. He got his license before I did, but.
Oh, I didn't get to. I asked him a bunch of questions about that. Why did you guys go into real estate? No, you didn't go together, I know that, but did you get into it because you're both in it, to be both in it?
So it was something that...
It seems like there's something, like you're both fitness models, you both have a business together, and you're both in real estate. It seems like there's some
I know, it sounds like we're
there.
connected at the
hip.
hip.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily connected to the hip, but it sounds like there's a cohesion, though, right? And you both seem happy. They seem happy. They seem actually happy.
So my background is healthcare. So I went into pharmacy, but I won't go into too much detail. But long story short, I find it's not really helpful, and you can't really connect with the patients. In a hospital, it's more behind the scenes, and then at a retail pharmacy, they just come and pick up their meds, and then, yeah. So, yeah. So I wanted something different. So that's kind of how I started in real estate. But it was something that he wanted to do, and when we started dating, just because we're both very driven, we kind of just encouraged each other and pushed each other to go after what we want to and achieve the goals that we want. So.
Oh, good. That's good. So what got you into competing and being physically fit?
So I grew up playing sports. I played soccer and softball. That wasn't my favorite. Basketball. My dad played basketball. And then I also danced. Then when I was in...
Like what kind of dance?
Drill team. So it was jazz, hip hop, ballet, and then when I was in high school, I tried out for the drill team. And I would say that's where I learned the most discipline as far as physical, just because we had 4-hour practices, and our coach would just push and push and push us. And it's a team sport, so
it's not just dancing. It's not a big deal. There's actually a lot of work that goes into it.
There is. We'd start out with an hour of cardio, and then the rest of 3 hours were technique and learning dances, and so we'd also have to learn stunts and throw girls around.
Did you ever? Is that fun? Did you ever get hurt?
I think so.
You don't remember? You got hurt. She got hurt so badly she can't remember.
No. So I would get tendonitis pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just it's a lot of high impact.
Do you get that from working out? Do you? Yeah, I do too. I'm I can't. I could do more. My body, I could feel my muscles could do more, but my tendons are you're sore. It's gonna hurt pretty bad in a second.
Yeah.
So you guys get that too?
Yeah. So, I'd say mostly the injuries that I've had were because, in my knee, were because of drill team. So I think the first time I experienced tendonitis was in my Achilles when I was on drill team. And then since then, that was 12 years ago. So since then, I've had tendonitis in my ankles, my knees, my wrists.
Yeah. What is that? What happens? You just get sore?
So the tendon just...
That's one of the things I say is I'll ask you questions I know the answer to. Right?
Okay.
But some people might not. That's the question.
So tendonitis is just kind of an overuse of the tendons and the muscle. So it gets inflamed to the point where it's painful. So if you were, let's say you were lifting or gripping stuff, because I'm kind of going through this right now, and it just, too much of it, like just going to grip something, it just is painful.
Yeah.
And so the only way to get rid of that is to rest and stretch and take care of yourself, pretty much.
So how do you do it when you get tendonitis when you're getting ready for a competition? How do you manage getting ready and the tendonitis? How do you find a balance?
It's hard to find balance.
I'm asking for me too, because I want to work out harder, and then I'm like, I can't. Ow!
Yeah.
Like my wrist is gonna break off or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the past, I've always had like issues with my knee. It just kind of gets inflamed. So I would ice it and stretch it and kind of do low impact cardio. So I don't run. I hate running. Yeah, I work out I do my cardio on elliptical. I used to do the Stairmaster, but I find that kind of aggravates it. So I would just ice and stretch. This last time though, I would say it was a lot more difficult. I was having some shoulder issues and then some knee issues. So I was actually going to physical therapy, and it's actually called Positional release therapy, where they like push on certain spots, like pressure points, to get to help like the tendon or muscle.
I found massage worked really well too.
Yeah.
Getting a massage once a week and they work those spots. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, so we bought a massage gun.
Oh, you do? So you're
this last prep, yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend that works at Shield, and she'll like, let's give each other massages, right? And she brings that big old whatever $1,500 machine.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Just a little handheld.
Tell us about healthy mindset around food.
So this is actually something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. Just trying to find a way to explain it to help other people. Because let's say you have an event coming up. I mean, most people, they'll think about it like a month out, a couple weeks out. And so they'll be like, well, I need to lose weight. I need to get in shape for this event or whatever. And so, I mean, they go about it the wrong way. So they start by being really restrictive. Usually they won't have a good mindset about it. So they'll be like, oh, I have to go to the gym, or, oh, I can't eat that. But that's actually the wrong way to go about it.
What is the right way?
So
I am listening. See, I'm doing something else, but I'm listening.
So people don't like to hear this, but it's slow and steady. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight.
So the same thing we were saying earlier, changing and just, I was talking about reducing things out of your life, right? Like you eat a cookie every day, maybe eat a cookie every other day.
Yeah, or switch it to, I don't know, a muffin or something that's healthier.
Not a Costco muffin.
No.
You've seen those? You've seen that, right? You know what I'm talking about.
So like
600 calories in the Costco muffin.
So maybe like a homemade protein muffin or something like that.
What is for people that are listening? What is a protein muffin?
I mean, it depends on what you put into it, but I use Pinterest for a lot of things.
Oh, good. For menus and stuff?
Yeah, well,
Not
for
Formulas.
recipes.
Yeah, formulas, same thing, recipes.
So, I mean, just like a typical recipe, you can always substitute flour for coconut flour, almond flour. You can substitute sugar with applesauce, bananas, erythritol, and you can substitute butter with avocado.
Not butter, I love butter. Butter.
I actually don't eat butter that much.
That's my one. If I want to cheat and I'm like eating like regularly diet, I'll have cornbread and butter.
Wow, that would be my go-to.
What's your go-to?
Donuts.
Oh, donuts. Oh, tell us about the big donut. The donut the size of your head that you ate.
So I usually I'll do cheat meals, or sort of like off-plan stuff. One, to keep my sanity because nobody's perfect. Nobody can stick to a diet 100% and not eat a treat ever again if they've,
Yeah. I'd say it's like part of life. Just don't abuse it, right?
Right.
It's good to have an eclair, but don't have one every day. Have one once a week or for a special occasion or something.
Yeah. So I do it to keep my sanity, and then also as like a refeed. So, it's good to have those refeeds because you'll spike your metabolism.
What's a refeed?
So.
Refeed, right? REFEED?
Yes, refeed. So, cheat meals or just like a bigger volume of food.
So bigger cheat meal is what it is?
Or
it's a big donut instead of a regular sized donut?
Yes, or like if you were eating like 4 ounces of chicken and half a cup of rice, then maybe refeed would be like a cup and a half of rice.
So what is it you do for your clients in the sense of, like, if a client signed up with you today, what would you do to take care of them?
Well, first I would assess what they have been doing, because just like you said, you can't just jump into, if they're not active at all, they can't just start doing 6 days a week.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Or an hour, 2 hours a day workout, they're gonna like quit.
Yeah.
First week, like, I can't move, I have to quit.
Yeah, and you don't want to kill yourself. So I'd assess what they were doing for exercise and then also what they were eating and kind of adjust it that way. So, I would say for the most part, people try and if they're trying to be healthier, they try and eat pretty healthy. So, I'll put in like a cheat meal. I'll put in different things that will fit with their plan,
so
that they actually enjoy.
For them.
Yes.
That's part of the plan.
Yes.
Oh, good. So they have something to look forward to, right?
Yes. And then like something that I do is I put chocolate chips in my oatmeal every day. But
is it like, are they full of sugar? You're looking at me like I'm gonna like, no, you can't do that.
Well,
are they full of sugar? Are they dark chocolate?
They're semi-sweet.
Semi-sweet.
So there's some sugar. But and everybody's different. So, some people might be able to do like a donut post-workout versus...
You never said anything about the big donut.
No. We're going off track.
She says a donut, but she like goes for a donut this size.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. Just once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while.
Where'd you get that donut again?
It was at a grocery store, Bowman's in Kaysville. So
Kaysville, they have big donuts in Kaysville.
They have monster
I've never
donuts.
seen a donut that big. I haven't. There's a donut shop right on the corner here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What's it called?
It's
You avoid it.
donuts. Yeah. It's a vegan donut shop. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've had it once in a while. It's pretty good. And they have no healthy donuts.
No.
I'm going in there looking for healthy donut, and they're like, get out of here. Right? They're insulted. They're actually insulted. What are you doing? Get out of here. Go. Right?
Yeah, you probably just have to make your own if you wanted a healthy donut. But no, we stick to, I stick to a regimented plan throughout the week. I'll meal prep and I'll probably eat the same thing every day. I know that sounds strange to some people, but it works for me. So like on the weekend or every other weekend, we'll like go out to dinner or have a treat or something like that. So that's where that big donut.
And your husband follows that also, right?
He does.
So that's awesome. Like, that's like, wow, that's great.
Yes.
To find people that match up like that. So you don't have to like struggle, because I'll work with clients that are like, they want to have a good healthy lifestyle, but their partner does not give a shit, right? And they struggle with that. Making meals, eating. Do you have any suggestions how they could work with that, with a partner that's not on the same page they want to be on?
That's a tough one. So I guess it's going to be hard if you and your partner or your partner goes out to eat and gets fast food every single night, because that's not really going to work. But you can make things healthier at home. So like your traditional like burger and fries. Doesn't have to be unhealthy. Or
you can get it without bread. I do that.
You can, but I mean, I eat carbs, so I still do buns. I just calculate everything.
Do you use an app to do that, to calculate it?
So I don't personally. So I mean, we use an app, or not an app. We use a software called Nutrium, where
so you use a special application for your clients.
Yes.
Right?
So we calculate what their macros should be at, and then kind of assess what they are currently eating, and then go from there. Because I mean, let's say you have someone that's like 5'7", 150 pounds, and they should be eating 2,500 calories a day. Well, if they've only been eating like 1,200, you don't want to put them up at 2,500, because then they'll see a significant weight gain. So, and I ran into this a couple weeks ago. We were talking to this lady, and she was only eating 1,200 calories a day, and that's way too low. So, I mean, for me, just if I was just to lay in bed all day and not do anything, I would burn about 1,500.
Bring me food, she calls you. Bring me food.
No, I would burn 1,500 calories a day not doing anything. Okay. So, I mean, if you're burning 1,500 and you're only eating 1,200, well, you're not eating enough to sustain.
Will you lose weight?
You'll lose weight, but you'll lose muscle.
Too,
yeah. So, I mean, if you're not eating enough, the first thing that it will go after is it will eat your muscle. It wants to eat the good stuff. It doesn't want to eat the
bad stuff. Ew, that's fat. Ew, it's not.
Yeah,
it's in human nature to avoid fat. Ew, that's fat.
I mean, you do need your healthy fats, but...
So tell us a little bit about what is an Ifbb Pro card. Because I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming it has something to do with competition?
Yes. So there's a couple different federations that do bodybuilding competitions. So the one that I compete in, and probably the most popular, would be NPC, and you have to place first or second at a regional show, and then depending on the national show that you go on to after that, you have to place first or second, and then from there you have your pro card, and then you can compete in the pro league, which is the Ifbb Pro.
Oh, so it's like a pro.
It's pro level.
Oh, that's why. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
So I mean, it's something that I always wanted to do. And 10 years later, I'm still going after it. But I'm closer than where I was 10 years ago.
Well, there you go. There you go. Sometimes it takes time. I had a friend ask me to get Post Malone at an event, right? And I couldn't tell her, okay, that's possible, but it might take years. I couldn't explain, like, it could take a decade. Who knows? It may never happen, but it might not. It probably won't happen overnight, you know. And that I've learned that a lot of things aren't like that, unfortunately. Sometimes you luck out and it happens, and sometimes it takes time.
I'd say most of the time it takes time.
Most of the time it takes time, folks. Stephanie has said. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. Is there anything you have, the one thing you could tell people that if they wanted to be healthy and stay healthy, what's the one thing they should do?
Just pick healthier options. Have a better mindset about it. And start with small goals and adjustments.
Small goals and adjustments. Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for being on the show, and you can find Stephanie Swensen. We'll have links and stuff that you can connect with her. You can also go to elect-fitness.com to check out her services she offers, right?
Yes.
I haven't actually looked at that site, but you can find all that stuff there. Thank you guys for listening and watching to the UltraPerform Show, the show about performing your best in business and life. You can find us on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, Google Play, and everywhere else you can find a podcast. See you guys later. Thank you very much.